pleading guilty.
Is it true that when you exited the bathroom, you began shooting at students and staff members of the Oxford High School?
Yes.
Ethan Crumbley admitting to killing 4 classmates. The new information revealed in court, including how he got his hands on the gun used in the rampage. And
I struggle right now to forgive anyone that murdered someone else, who tortured kids.
What Oxford parents are saying about the plea. And we thank you for joining us for 7 Action News at 5. I'm Glenda Lewis, and we're going to begin with admitted Oxford High School shooter Ethan Crumbley pleading guilty after a pretrial hearing today. The 16-year-old pleading guilty to 24 counts, which include 4 counts of first-degree murder and terrorism. Last November, he gunned down Tate Meir, Madison Baldwin, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling. 7 others were also injured in that tragedy as well. We have Team 7 coverage for you tonight. 7 Action News anchor Dave Llewellyn is standing by with reaction from family members impacted by the tragedy. But we're going to begin this afternoon with 7 Action News reporter Simon Shaquette live outside the Oakland County Courthouse in Pontiac with reaction from attorneys. Simon.
Glenda, Crumbley showing no emotion here in court today. At the same time, family members of victims breaking down in court. Entering a courtroom today and facing Judge Kwame Rowe, gunman Ethan Crumbley had no words for families of his victims, only the word guilty, which he repeated 24 times.
You understand that the maximum possible penalty you face here on the underlying offenses is up to life in prison?
Yes, sir.
Crumbley admitted to shooting and killing 4 students and wounding others with a handgun from his backpack. In an unexpected twist, we also heard him admit he gave his parents his own money to buy that handgun, which they purchased and never locked up.
Is it true that you gave him your own money to buy that firearm?
Yes.
He paid for the gun himself. That blew my mind.
Should Ethan serve anything less than life without parole?
Absolutely not.
Crumbley will now face life without parole, and a sentencing is expected to happen next year, where victims can speak out.
Just to put on the record that they will have an opportunity to make a statement to the court at the time of sentencing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Ethan's attorney initially moved for an insanity defense but abandoned it following a psychological evaluation. Today, he pled guilty to murder and terrorism charges, becoming the first to plead guilty to terrorism in a school shooting in the United States. Without a trial, families say they won't have to relive the horror, but they do not believe Crumbley is remorseful.
I tried to look at him as a kid that needs help, but the closer that I've gotten to this, I struggle right now to forgive anyone that murdered someone else, who tortured kids.
I'm surprised with the lack of emotion, and I'm frankly stunned at the lack of emotion. If he's going to plead guilty, and I would have expected him to show some remorse in his face, and there was none.
In the meantime, defense attorney Paulette Michelle Lofton adding this.
We would absolutely love a term of years, but that's based on a number of factors, and that's something that the court will have to decide. He's taking accountability for his actions.
Is he in any way remorseful about what happened?
He definitely is. We have to all remember he is a 16-year-old boy, so a very scary situation.
And you intended to cause panic among the Oxford High School.
And Glenda, we've also learned today that what Ethan told the court as he was making his testimony, as he was answering those questions, could in fact play into the cases against his parents and also those unresolved civil cases. Back to you.
Because there is more to come. Simon, bombshell today, and we appreciate your update. Thank you. 7 Action News anchor Dave Llewellyn now joining us from Oxford, and Dave spoke to one of the students Crumbley shot nearly a year ago. He was in the room when Crumbley entered that plea. One of the Oxford shooting victims, Aiden Watson, was in the courtroom today with his parents. He watched as his classmate took responsibility for what he did. Dave, fill us in on what family has to say.
That is exactly right. Another emotional turn, Glenda, in this story. And for the first time, this individual, this youngster who was shot, Aiden, is speaking out publicly about the roller coaster of emotions he's endured since the shooting and how lives are changed forever.
The parents really should have thought more about that kid, really should have gave him the love that any kid actually deserves. You know, they should have thought before buying him a gun.
I don't really have words for it. A lot of emotion, none of it good. but just glad that today is done and one step in the process to getting to justice.
Much more with Aiden, and you'll also hear from his mother, the powerful words following the pleading today by Ethan Crumbley. That's coming up on Action News at 6. For now, Glenda, we'll send it back to you.
Any parent feeling this today, Dave, thank you. Our team coverage continues now with former federal prosecutor Chuck Cow, who's handled countless high-profile cases. We thank you for being with us this afternoon, Mark.
You're welcome.
Well, first, Ethan Crumbley will now have to do what's known as a Miller hearing. So can you explain to us what that is?
Yeah, the judge indicated that on February 3rd, about 3 months from now, there's going to be a Miller hearing. And this comes from a Supreme Court case called Miller versus Alabama from 2012, in which the Supreme Court said that juveniles cannot be automatically subject to life in prison without parole. Instead, there has to be a hearing in which a judge finds by clear and convincing evidence a number of different factors that show that they deserve that kind of sentence. And I'd be happy to go through them if you'd like.
Oh, thank you. We just appreciate that understanding with this. And so an admission today, guilty. We heard him say, yes, it was me. What does that mean for his parents, James, Jennifer? They're still awaiting their trial.
Well, it's a big day for the prosecution because now they can focus their efforts on the case against the parents. That is a much more challenging case. It's a groundbreaking case, and it involves involuntary manslaughter, which hasn't been charged before in a case like this. And so the big question is going to be, will the shooter testify in that case? And will the prosecution want him to testify, given that he'll be subject to really severe cross-examination? But from the shooter's perspective, he still has got to work on this Miller hearing. He's got to convince the judge that he does not deserve life in prison without parole. And that's really where he's aiming right now.
All right. Well, we certainly appreciate your legal insight, Mark. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Have a good day. And stay with 7 Action News for continuing coverage of Ethan Crumbley's guilty plea right now. WXYZ.com. We have more on today's announcement, including reaction from city officials and attorneys involved in the case.